Hi Sam, so this is the watering video. I have plugged the hose in. You can leave it plugged in. I just don't leave it plugged in right now because the horses are there and they will break it. So you can just plug it in, whatever. So what I do is I make sure that all of the plants have a lot of water. So I've got onions in here right now. So they haven't sprouted up yet, but they will. So what I like to do is I like to really soak all of the beds so they get really well watered into the ground. So I'm just going to water it loads like this until the water kind of lies on the top of the bed. But also I don't like to directly spray it. I like to just do this so it doesn't kind of irritate the soil. And then obviously with these little plants here, these lavenders, you can just soak them. Same with obviously this bed as well. Just give it a really good soak. Make sure that you're not kind of spraying it onto one patch of soil for too long so it doesn't wash it away. But making sure that all the plants get a good watering. And if it's hot as well, you're going to need to just put extra water on, basically. Same with this pot right here. Just give it a water until it kind of looks almost a bit flooded. And then it'll soak in. This courgette plant, I'm not even sure if you need to water that because it's dying. But you can, if you want to. So with the peas again, if you would like, well, please do pick the peas if they look ready. Some of them are a bit deformed and they don't even have peas in, but you can just pick those and throw them away. But some of them, they are ready, so if you want to eat them, you can give them a wash off and eat them. If not, could you just put them in the freezer and freeze all the ones that you don't want? So yeah, you'll know when they're ready because they'll just be a bit bigger, and I'll show you one that's a bit ready now, maybe just a bit bigger than this. So again, with the watering, you just want to kind of give it a spray. With the peas, I just try to give them a good watering by the bases of the plant, because I've got some planted on here. Just make sure the whole bed again has had a good water, just so it is nice and wet. Sometimes I try to almost overwater because it's just been so dry that the plants clearly need it. Just ensuring that not only the top of the soil is wet, it's the whole soil. With these carrots here, if you just give them a light watering, ideally these would have mesh on, but I did not have time to do that, so they don't have mesh on, unfortunately. But if you just gave them a light water, just like this, I try not to water them from too close because they're very fragile at the moment. They're just coming through. With the onions, they're a bit more robust, but they need plenty of water. Because, yeah, they're thirsty. So we just water, make sure every one of them is watered nicely. That's fine, just like that. Then we've got lettuce here. Please do enjoy the lettuce because it does obviously need picking, and if there's any bugs or anything on them, which hopefully there shouldn't be, sometimes there's a bug or two on there. You can just wash that off and it's fine. I've eaten some of the lettuce and it's really nice. It's best picked when it's actually a bit smaller, and you would just cut it off with scissors or something, or rip it off the leaves that you want to eat. And I've also got onions on this side that haven't sprouted yet. So if you just, give them a nice water, making sure that they're all watered nicely. And these are the herbs. We've got thyme here, sage. Sorry, this isn't thyme, this is oregano. That's thyme, sage and basil. I try to be a bit more gentle with these because they're really little. But please, again, use the herbs if you want to do that. Just a little bit of a water for them, not too much. And then there's some raspberry plants in here. I do like to give them a lot of water. The one at the back isn't doing so well because it snapped in the wind. I'm hoping that it'll recover. And then you just kind of almost want to water these as if you're flooding them. Give them just loads of water basically. Just like that. And on a hotter day you might want to give them more. Round here we've got the strawberries. These are potatoes in this barrow, so I just give them a little spray, making sure that, had some water. So the strawberries here, if you could, you don't have to, there's these runners that come, you can just pull them out. You don't have to do this, but you should. These kind of ones like this. Because obviously it just diverts the energy away from the... Picked a leaf off there by accident. Diverts the energy away from the strawberry plant. So, also, the strawberry plants here, they've got loads and loads of green strawberries on, and they'll probably, quite a few of them might even ripen up when you're here and we're not. So please do pick the strawberries if they are ripe and red. You can enjoy. I do like to water the strawberries a lot because they obviously need a lot of water and energy to create the strawberries. So basically, again, I just hold the hose there and try to almost flood the pot, and then it'll just soak through into the soil, because these guys are looking a bit dry and a bit sad. So I do like to water these so much. Just like this. Try to get every pot. It's hard because they're so close together, to be honest. I have this net over just so that the birds can't reach the strawberries, but the slugs do get them, to be honest, if you're not quick. So I just make sure that I've really watered every plant. They get very dry. And then if you come to here, the potatoes look like they're dying. They are dying off because they're nearly ready. I've pulled some already, but you need to give these a really good water, because the water, they're actually very dry right at the bottom, so they need loads of water to soak down into the roots. which I didn't realise at first, so they've been a bit dry. But even if they look like they're dying, just water them. They're still growing. This one looks like it's growing nicely, to be fair, like a bit. Especially if it's warm. They need a lot. All of these need a lot of water. And excitingly, the potatoes that you planted have started to sprout up. So again, these will need quite a lot of water. It's been really dry. If it's obviously rained in the daytime, the outdoor plants won't need water. The indoor plants will maybe need watering if it's been warm. So this one's already sprouted up, look, which is nice. You planted those. So sometimes the hose gets caught, so just pull it. And then for here, we've got the sweet corn and the raspberries. So again, with the raspberries that are in here, you just water it until it looks like it's soaked. Like that. This one's exciting. I believe this raspberry plant here is actually a yellow raspberry plant. This raspberry right here on the plant might get ripe when you're here. So if it is, you'll have to check and then you can eat it. And hopefully it tastes nice. It's getting dark, sorry. And then again, this also has some green raspberries on. They probably will ripen when you're here, so enjoy those. So yeah, just water it quite a lot. Same with the corn. The corn will need watering pretty much every day. They're in small pots and they get hot in here. So I like to flood the corn. I do try not to directly put the hose onto the soil, more onto the pot so it'll run onto the soil kind of thing. And you know, they do need a lot of water because they're really big plants. So really flood them. Like this. And then this is rosemary. You can water that, good stuff. So with the tomato plants, they need a bit of care because they are struggling a little bit. They need a lot of water. So what I'm going to do is I've asked you to feed them twice a week as well as watering. With the feed, you want to fill up this watering can. You want to put the feed in, and we do a full cap of the feed into the watering can. So there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 plants. So one watering can will do 3 plants. So you'll need to do 2 watering cans of feed for the 6, because these really need a lot of water. I haven't been watering them enough, and they've now got a bit of a disease from me not watering them enough. So I'm going to try and really keep up on that. So 1 watering can per the 3, just share it out. If you feel like it's too much water, because I'm just implementing this, so if you feel like it's too much water, don't do that. Maybe do 1 watering can for 4 of them, and then you could fill it up again halfway and do the other 2, just share it out, you know. like that. Put the feed in, then you can water them. When they're not being fed, they are just being watered, you can use the hose and then just give them a good soaking, like I did kind of the corn plants. Really make sure they're flooded because they need a lot of water. And that's it. Sorry it's such a long video, but yeah, thank you very much for doing this.